It is July 5th, Charlie, day after Independence Day. Hope you blew a lot of stuff up.
That drive home was interesting with all the fireworks, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll tell you something. So we did get a lot of fireworks in the POV ceremony tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Like, I want to send a quick reminder to anyone that might be watching this. Please do not put any spoilers in the chat, for this is a non-spoiler. It's just a show review for the night. But we got maybe the best POV ceremony ever. We will get there, though. So, starting off the night tonight on Big Brother, we hello, Jesus, man. We got, dude, chat's on fire. Hello, everyone.
Gungan Hunter, Espen, Game Minion, fuck them all.
Chat on fire. So first things first, we first find out who became cursed from Paul's temptation that he picked, which was the medallion of safety or something like that.
So yeah, pendant of protection.
Of protection, right? So one thing that I liked about this is everyone every year always complains, oh, Big Brother's rigged and whatever. They explained that Paul picked a random number before, but then the house guests get to decide what order they walked into the Den of Temptation. So they actually kind of decided themselves who was going to get cursed. Yeah. We saw on the last episode that Paul ended up being oh Jesus. We saw in the last episode that Paul ended up picking number 2, and the second person to enter the Den of Temptation was Ramses. So Ramses has to put himself on the block either next week, the week after, or the week after that. So he has 3 weeks to put himself on the block as a third nominee. He can tell people about it. He can keep it a secret. He seems to want to keep it a secret. So I'd imagine he's going to wait till his side of the house is in power, right? And then...
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
man.
Actually, no. Probably the best thing to do is put himself up there when the other side of the house is in power, but when there's bigger threats on the block.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
so
this is rough, man. He's got to be a special third nomination. You never want to even be on the block, let alone have to put yourself on. That's rough, man.
It was real hard. But so Ramses ends up being the one that's cursed from that temptation. We ran into another temptation. Basically, in this veto competition, we'll talk about who got picked first. So Alex really wanted Jason to get picked. She wanted Jason to win. That way Jason could take her off the block and guarantee both of their safety. Because Alex was pretty convinced that if she came off the block, that Jason would be put up and Jason would go home because Jillian's useless. And I shouldn't call anyone useless, but as far as in the game, she hasn't done anything. So she's not a threat to anyone.
Yeah.
So whoever goes up next to her was going home. That's what everyone assumed. So we have Cody, head of household, and Alex and Jillian already in the power of veto ceremony. Matt, Raven, and Jason get picked for the power of veto competition. And right off the bat, we have a temptation, which Raven claims. Basically, there's a competition where they have to find starfish, and Raven finds a golden starfish in which she turns it in, and she is not going to be a have-not for the whole season. Raven cannot be a have-not, which is nice.
Yeah, good for her.
I would have definitely taken that if I were her in her position.
Yeah,
her
shook.
Yeah, her team's
Everyone in the chat is shook. The ceremony, everyone's so shook from it, man. They don't know how to.
Dude, it's seriously, man. People, it's so good. We'll get to it. That's why I'm trying to zoom through all this other stuff because we're recapping, but it's the last 3 minutes of the episode that we want to get to. So Alex ends up winning the POV, but Cody at least could have tried playing harder, but he chose not to, and I shouldn't say people were acting like Cody threw the competition to Alex. I don't think Cody is going to be able to stack that many starfish anyway.
Does that face look like it throws competitions?
Oh, Jesus Christ. So in the POV competition, Alex ends up winning and takes herself off the block, and Cody starts getting grilled by his by his showmance member and the rest of his alliance, because they all wanted Alex out, but he said he respects her and wants to keep her in the game. He wants to keep the strong players in the game, which is what he said from week 1. He wants to go against the best. So Jessica seemed pretty jealous of Alex, when you say.
Oh, she's so jealous of Alex. It's, you know.
And Cody accidentally called her Alex.
You can't buy it when Cody's calling her and calling that girl your name in bed or whatever. Oh, man.
They were laying in bed, and Cody accidentally called Jessica Alex. Oh,
Cody looked like the angry Michael Phelps meme when Paul pulled out the medallion. He did.
Dude, seriously.
He was boiling, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. We'll wrap back around to what we think Cody's game is going to be like, because the decision that he made to name the replacement nominee hit the shan, as they say.
Dude, that was.
We all know Paul is safe for 3 evictions. So this current week, next week, and the week after that, Paul cannot be nominated at all, and he cannot go home for any reason.
Yep.
So he is keeping that a secret, and Cody was keeping it a secret that he hates Paul from Paul and everyone else, including Jessica. So everyone was kind of a little on edge, but they're like, you know what? We trust Cody. Cody's our leader. You know, he's going to make the right decision. He's going to put up Jason, which is what most people figured. Cody let it known that he's going to put Paul up, and he kept it a secret, didn't let anyone in. He walks up, and Cody delivers. If Paul would have actually been on the block, it would have been seen as a great speech. He goes up and he said, there's a snake. There's someone that has shown that I cannot trust them. He basically said that Paul is the poison inside his alliance. And he said, Paul, take a seat. And all of a sudden on the screen behind Cody, this pendant goes, shing. And
Cody looks so shook in that moment. He's just like,
everyone's looking around, and I think it was Raven that went, oh my God, he got the temptation.
Yeah.
And Paul stands up, pulls out the pen. Oh, Paul's pissed too. Paul pulls out the pendant from his pocket, throws it on. He's like, America voted that I'm safe for the next 3 evictions. Therefore, I cannot be nominated. Cody, you have to name another replacement on the spot. And instead of just putting up Jason, like what his alliance would have wanted him to do, he throws Christmas on the block. He goes, Christmas, you got screwed, and tosses her up on the block.
What a great Big Brother moment that was.
This is one of the best moments ever since, who was it that got the showmances to put each other up? Dan?
I don't know.
Dan.
Yeah,
Dan got the girl to put up her boyfriend, and then he sent him home. But this is
Danielle and Shane.
Danielle and Shane. He convinced Danielle to put Shane on the block, and then he sent her home in the he sent him home in the Final Four live. Oh my God, it was seriously the best thing. But like, this is up there with that moment. Cody was actually quaking. He was like literally Cody. Okay, like I don't think there was anyone in there other than like Kevin, Jason, and Alex that weren't like in a fit of rage, because Cody's pissed off because America gave this to Paul and his master plan blew up in his face.
Oh, I would be so.
Paul was pissed.
How mad you would be in that moment.
Paul and Christmas are super pissed because they thought they were part of his alliance, and they find out that he's just a dick. And then all the other showmances are pissed at Cody for compromising their game. Oh my God, literally, especially those of us that watch, that have been keeping up with the live feeds, we all understand that, we knew it was going to happen. So like, every time we hit a commercial break, I was like, dude, we got to get off commercial. I got to see what happens next. Oh my God. People saying best episode since Dan's funeral. I would agree with that. Also, we'll talk about it after, but Charlie,
Cody's face.
Where does Cody go from here?
Dude, I have no idea. He's screwed. Where do you go from this? He's got to hope Jessica wins some power again. And, yeah.
That's the thing. You can't win HOH back-to-back weeks. Man.
And I was dying the entire time also. That was just good stuff. Francito says, so who's going on Paul's side now? Paul has everyone on his side except for Cody,
yeah.
I think.
Paul said it the last thing you heard on, right before Christmas. Paul said, way to go, Cody. Now I can play the sympathy card and everyone will be on my side. And he's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because now Paul, take for instance, if I was Paul and you were, I don't know, Matt, I can go to you and be like, dude, I know you're in on it. And you have to be like, dude, no, I swear to God, Cody told me nothing. Like, I swear to you, I had no idea about the plan. Because Paul has to assume everyone was in on the plan. And everybody else has to, be jacking Paul off, trying to, get him. Because they know they can't send him home the next 2 weeks either.
Crazy. You ever watch Big Brother, the Saga from Will, the Sega? I've seen it. I saw the first one this year. That guy's pretty good. He's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah. It's
Nobody got time for 2 L's. Something like that.
It's just really, really crazy. Let me check back in the most twisted twist. Yeah, this ended up playing out perfect.
Cody really thought he was about to do something. He did, man. I mean, there is no other way, like, other than shit blowing up in your face like that. That's brutal. That hurts.
Like, Cody is honestly the best player in the game. That 3 weeks of safety was bullshit. You can say that, but Paul can't get another Den Temptation vote anymore. Which let's talk about the future Den of Temptation. So last week we voted on the Ring of Replacement. So someone that if they get on the block, they can choose to be replaced, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't get to choose who replaces them. And I assumed that the head of household would have to choose another replacement. It's basically like a power of veto. Well, we found out this week that this week's vote is for who replaces the person that wins the Ring of Replacement. So we could have a situation where they give the Ring of Replacement to Matt, and then Raven is the one that gets picked to replace him, and then all of a sudden...
Is that really what it was?
No. Well, yeah, this week's vote is who is the person that will replace the person who wins Ring of Replacement.
Damn.
So last week it was a positive Den of Temptation. You get to take yourself off the block. But this week's vote is America's voting who gets put up.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's nuts. That's nuts. America has a lot of power, which I don't really,
Yeah.
Cody was really about to murder someone, Francito says. Yeah. He looked.
Yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah.
Picture.
Christmas's rant post veto. I hope they show that as well. It was pretty good.
She went and worked out pretty hard.
Yeah, Christmas. You saw her at the end. She went straight to the backyard and started working out, dude.
Oh yeah.
She's ready.
Would you say this is the craziest first week of BB of all time? Both what has happened on the show and what's not been shown yet. If
we include the stuff that happens after the spoilers that, remember, don't put in chat, but if we include the other things that are going to happen that they're going to show on the live episode, yes, absolutely.
I mean, you've had everything. You've literally had everything that could happen. And the guy's nominated a fifth.
We already had a crazy twist and a self-eviction. And those of you that will find out what happens on Thursday, there's another crazy thing that happens. So
yeah, which...
Unbelievable. You can go watch our video. If you want spoilers, go watch our videos, which I actually want to make one right after this, Charlie, if you don't mind. We'll make a spoiler episode after this recap episode. Something I wanted to talk about, Big Brother usually has straightforward competitions, and I wanted to talk about this veto competition in general. I thought it was a really good veto because not only did you have to find the starfish in the water, but you had to stack them, and you had to make sure that your timer didn't run out. So there were a lot of different ways that you could play it. Cody filled his thing up to the top right away. Whereas like Alex was kind of going and like stacking a couple starfish and then running back and putting some water in. She was kind of doing it all at once. But I like these multi-tier challenges.
It was new, man. And they have a lot of issues with redoing the same comps they've done for 15 years.
See, that's Survivor's problem. I don't know if you've ever watched Survivor, but Survivor, literally every challenge is like, all right, you're going to do some physical thing. You're going to swim in the water. You're going to walk across beams. You're going to open up a bag with a puzzle in it. You're going to complete the puzzle, and that wins the challenge.
Yeah, they hired the guy from Big Brother Canada to make their competitions because anyone who's seen Big Brother Canada, they always have some wild competitions, right? So they hired that guy for Big Brother US, and they didn't really use him last year. They used him at times, but I'm hoping that they're going – I mean, so far we've had all new stuff, so I'm hoping that that's the direction.
Yeah. So someone that's in a very interesting spot in the game now.
It was similar to the dog comp last year, but
yeah, it was.
Just changed up a little.
Right. But it's always cool when when it's not just one thing that they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because theoretically, if Cody had wanted to, he could have just kept filling the water back up and back up and back up. That competition can last as long as you want.
Yeah.
But someone that's in an interesting position now is Jessica. Because pretty much the whole house hates Cody, and the whole house is probably going to assume that Jessica was in on it. If anyone was in on the plan, then Jessica was in on the plan. So if you're Jessica, who do you clip yourself to, Charlie? Do you try to just cut Cody off a little bit and get closer with the other showmances, or do you maybe start cutting some deals with Ramses or
I'd say the people that weren't on your side, you got to try. And I mean, that would mean Alex. So
I don't think
it's hard.
Jessica hates her.
But if Evil Dick and Jen can work together, Jessica and Alex can work together. You know, it's all about furthering yourself.
I agree. There's just a lot of different ways she could play it. Really quick, guys, I just wanted to say thank you, guys. We're up over 55,000 views. I've said this before. Our goal was 200 subscribers and 10,000 views for the summer, and we're currently really close to 500 and up over 55,000 views. So
yeah.
Props to you guys.
Appreciate it.
Espen says, can you please explain the curse to me because I'm still kind of confused. Okay, so Paul brought this curse upon the house, and it was randomly selected based on what the house guest did that Ramses became the one that was cursed. So Ramses has 3 nominations, so basically we're in week 1 still. So weeks 2, 3, and 4. During the nomination ceremony, after both nominees have been announced, Ramses has to then stand up and proclaim that he's been cursed and that he is placing himself on the block and becoming a 3rd nominee. So
that's brutal, man.
So week 2, 3, or 4 will have a 3-way vote. So there are a lot of ways he could play it. I mean, I don't know who Ramses doesn't have like a ride or die person really, so it's really tough.
He's kind of just with like Jillian and Alex. Yeah.
Jessica sounded jealous AF in the episode of
you know what?
with Cody. Cody is a really bad liar. That's why he tries to stay silent, I think. So basically Cody, when Jessica came to him and was like, did you let Alex win? He was like, don't worry, I have a plan. He easily could have just been like, nah, she was good. But he's really bad at hiding that he wanted her to win. But Cody wanted her to win. So I thought he had to announce it before the nominees are named. I don't think so. It just said during.
At some point, yeah. It aired during that ceremony. He's got to announce it. So
if I had to guess, it'll probably be at the end.
You know what? He might have been able to do it this week, as Sheldon says. So maybe it's only weeks 2 and 3. And this was the first week he could have.
Maybe. It's possible. Well, it said during the next 3 nominations. Did he – the way they played it –
Yeah, the way they worded it, we don't 100% know. All we know is he's going to throw himself on the block at some point.
I don't think it's fair to give someone 3 weeks of safety before we even got to know the house guest. Of course, Paul was going to get it. I agree.
Yeah, that was entirely the point of it.
The big thing is I think the Den of Temptation votes are going to become more and more impactful as the season goes on. So it's better for people to not win early on because Paul can't win another one. So do you guys think Cody can get close to making it to the end? Or do you think he'll go soon because he get multiple targets on his back? If he makes it through a couple weeks and proves his loyalty back, he'll be fine. What do you think?
If he doesn't go next week, he might stay around. So he asked, who are your favorite players? Just off the bat, is there someone you're rooting for right now, Brady?
I don't know. There are people on both sides of the house that I like. Also, Espen, with your question, we'll probably talk about that in the spoilers episode next. But so just stay on the channel, refresh the homepage on Visokii Gaming, you'll probably get there. But I think I still like Mark. I usually stick with the people I like in the beginning. I really like Mark and Elena, and I usually don't even like the couples except for like Jeff and Jordan. But I like Mark and Elena because usually you have like the good side of the house and the bad side of the house. But I don't know. I like Mark.
Like people on both sides.
I like Alex. So
yeah, Alex is awesome. I'd say Alex, Paul. I like Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's playing a good game.
There's a lot of fun people this year, and I think Dominique and Mark. That's my favorite duo, right there.
Dominique and Mark are gonna just come out of the woodwork, man. The chess,
dude. I hope so. If it comes down and Mark like cuts Elena for Dominique, talk about
I disagree. Now that production saved Paul, they'll let up on temptations, just like when they had the care packages. Well, everyone's gonna have their assumptions that production is trying to rig stuff, and
they're gonna give him safety. I mean, there's no way around it. People kind of called that.
It was their best interest to keep Paul in the game for 3 weeks because they knew he would have been a sitting duck. He would have been going home had he.
I'm not a fan of it, but they do it. They did it with Netta and Big Brother Canada, and she went home the night it came out. So it might happen with Paul too.
Paul's probably going to win America's favorite player too, even though I'm hoping for Alex or Kevin. But I hope Dominique and Mark are another Danielle and Jason. Yeah, we were talking about that.
With the chest, yeah, because they've been kind of getting close. Dude, actually, I don't want to talk about it just yet. But something happened yesterday with that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We're
going to go into spoilers next.
I wish there were no veterans this season. Yeah, so right now we're going to this. This was our review. We will be live tomorrow after the episode. And just so you guys know, we probably won't be going live after every episode, but we'll definitely be going live every Thursday after the live show. That's the only thing we can definitely guarantee. So it'd be the live shows are at 9 p.m., right? So 10 p.m.
Yeah. No matter what, every Thursday you'll see us on here.
And as you guys can see, we try to go live within 2 or 3 minutes. That's when you guys, we know how it is because we're Big Brother fans, right? So, Charlie, when are you most excited to go watch podcasts on YouTube?
Yeah, right after it drops. So that's
like right after the episode's done. You're like, dude, I gotta search it up. So, gonna be a live spoiler. We're gonna go talk about live feeds right now. So just refresh on the homepage of Visokii Gaming till we pop up. Give us a couple minutes. But this is it for the Raw, or Jesus, I almost called it the Raw review. This is it for the Wednesday review. If you like wrestling, go check out our wrestling reviews as well. We just had one today. So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you know when we go live. And we'll catch you guys next time.